Let's talk about the number 2 ranked team in the Rivals industry rankings. And over the weekend, they added more weapons. We're talking the Georgia Bulldogs. We got Jake Rowe from Dogs HQ, Tyreek Green, safety committed, and also 5-star tight end Caden Prothro. So Georgia now has 3 elite tight ends. What's the most loaded position of commits in this 2026 cycle? Is it tight end?
Can we do this? Can we do a per capita thing? Because you talk about tight end, it's kind of a small position group, yet Georgia's got 3, committed. So obviously I would say, per capita it's tight end. But there are other positions, and certainly once this class fleshes out, D-line has been a big strength for Georgia in this class. They've gotten some really good players there. They're doing a really good job at defensive back. You tend to want to split cornerback and safety, but they've got 3 at one position, 4 at another. But tight end, certainly when you take a look at the fact that Georgia is a 12 personnel team a lot of the time, and you're talking 2, maybe playing 3 tight ends at one time, you look at how Caden Prothro is categorized, which Georgia sees him as more of a multifaceted weapon. Braden Fogel, Lincoln Keys, who I do believe before this process is over is going to be a more highly ranked guy.
Yeah.
I would certainly say tight end is as good as anything, maybe the best.
All right, so looking at this commit list at defensive back, Georgia now has 7 commitments after Tyreek Green gave his pledge on Saturday. Are they done at DB?
I think they've got to be. I don't know that they've got any more room to bring in an 8th defensive back. I mean, you got 4 guys that are straight up safeties. That they are going to be safety/star nickel defenders. And then you've got 3 more guys who are going to give it a shot to play corner. Now, I say that because Minkah Fitzpatrick and Caden Harris, I think, are not Minkah, sorry, Justice Fitzpatrick and Caden Harris are cornerbacks all the way. Chase Callicut's a guy that Georgia believes can play corner. If he's not, he's an elite safety, and that's kind of what they're working with there. So they've got a lot of really good football players there, guys that fit the mold of what they want, good tacklers, good cover guys, length, speed, the works. And so I'm interested to see kind of how those guys pan out, but I think they've got to be done at defensive back.
All right, so there are still some big names on the board. We got Tyler Atkinson, Brett Colje, Derek Cooper, but in just 2 or 3 days, linebacker Nick Abrams is going to come off the board. How big of a priority has Georgia made Abrams?
They've made him a big priority, and I know that Charles Power likes this guy a lot. I don't know where he's going to be whenever they update rankings or whatever, but I've got a feeling he's another guy that's going to be up there because length. Charles is big on length, in terms of arm length. Football's physics, and when you're long and you can run, you can typically play this game at a pretty high level. Nick Abrams is that, and they got to look at him out at the 5-star challenge and saw what he looked like there. I'm interested to see where he's going to finish in the rankings, but I know for a very, very long time he has been a big-time priority for Georgia. But you could say the same thing for Tyler Atkinson there too.
Sure. All right. Now, sounds pretty intriguing. Georgia's looking overseas at a position of need.
Yeah, Valdine Sohn is – Rusty Mansell and I have kind of dug around and poked around on this for a while. And some of the things that get said – I want to be careful because some of the things that get said about him out of the building up there, there's high hopes for this guy as far as where he ranks on Georgia's board and ultimately where he's going to end up ranking over all. I mean, it's to me – he is a 6'3", 6'4", 315, 320-pound guy. You can put him at nose. You can put him at 3-tech. I mean, if he's so athletic and so twitchy, you could play him out at a 5 or a 4-eye. Mm-hmm. He can play just about anywhere, head up or inside the tackle. So those guys are really hard to find. And the more we hear, ask around about him, the more you check in on kind of what Georgia thinks about him. And a decision should be coming pretty soon. I think it may be coming this week, even though nothing has been announced. The more you understand that there may not be a higher priority on Georgia's board at this point than Valdine Sohn.
Wow. So talking about, how much room is left in this Georgia class period? Are they holding back a couple scholarships for maybe flips down the road or even transfer portal?
Yeah, I think the Kennedy assassination files may be easier to get a look at than that. Kirby keeps that stuff under wraps, and you always know with NIL and the scholarship programs they have for in-state kids in Georgia, you can basically count on 2 or 3, 4 guys in every class basically coming in as old school blue shirts, essentially, or gray shirts, however you want to say it, where they're not necessarily on scholarship right away. This class is going to look massive on paper, but I can assure you that not every single player in the class is going to be on scholarship whenever they arrive in Athens. And I couldn't tell you who, I couldn't tell you why, or what the deal is behind the scenes, or any of that. But I know everybody's kind of trying to be creative with the numbers. And so I think that's probably what we're working with here is you're going to see a very big class, but it's also going to be a class that is not all that it seems to be in terms of guys signing and being on scholarship right away.
All right, Georgia fans, talk to us. Who do you think is the most important target still out there? Is it Atkinson? Is it Derek Cooper? Is it Nick Abrams? Let us know. Comment section below.